What if your next mistake behind the wheel is the last one you ever make? What's the biggest mistake you've made? And you're still alive, right? Not everyone gets that second chance. These images will shake you to your core. A split-second delay, one moment of inattention, and no turning back. An illegal overtaking attempt from the wrong lane. Sees the oncoming car too late, swerves, loses control, and can't avoid colliding with the truck. A dangerous moment showing how risky overtaking can be. The truck enters the intersection uncontrollably at high speed, hitting a car preparing to turn. A dramatic crash. Who do you think holds the primary responsibility here? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more content like this. This dangerous overtake to get home a few seconds faster, followed by rolling over for meters. Imagine the fear and regret in that moment. Rushing in traffic can cost you your life. Please don't speed. Looking at the phone for just a few seconds, result, drifting out of the lane, a violent impact with the barrier, and rolling over. When driving, 100% of your attention must be on the road. That phone can wait, your life can't. The driver changing lanes suddenly without signaling destabilizes the other vehicle obeying rules in its lane, causing it to flip spectacularly. Someone else's mistake can become your accident. Defensive driving is crucial. An impaired driver taking their eyes off the road for just 2 seconds is enough to lose complete control, hit a tree, and split the car in two. There's no excuse for driving under the influence. It can cost you everything. Failing to check for traffic behind when turning off the main road onto a side street results in a rollover. How carefully do you check your mirrors and blind spot when changing lanes or turning? Write your answers in the comments and like this post. The truck's tire blows out and the driver loses control, tragically pushing the small car next to it off the bridge. Sometimes situations beyond your control can lead to accidents. Being extra cautious and keeping distance near heavy vehicles is essential. The truck driver's carelessness causes the small car to lose control and collide with another truck. Driving a large vehicle comes with great responsibility. So if this truck driver were in front of you, what would you say to them? Let us know respectfully in the comments. The driver treating the road like a racetrack, losing control of their luxury car, going off-road and flipping. The need for speed doesn't belong on public roads. Dangerous maneuvers and excessive speed have no place here. The consequences can be severe. Truck driver loses control on the main road, crashes into the barriers, and the truck catches fire. Horrifying result. So what do you think could be the real reason behind this loss of control? Speed, fatigue, something else? Share your thoughts in the comments. The importance of checking mirrors once again. The truck driver doesn't notice the small car in the left lane and scrapes it against the wall for meters. Blind spots are even more critical in large vehicles. Double checking saves lives. Attempting such a dangerous overtake while towing a caravan, it's no surprise control was lost, leading to dragging for meters. Towing significantly changes a vehicle's handling and maneuverability. Extra caution is essential. Choosing the mountain road or shoulder instead of following the lane, the driver loses control and rolls down the embankment. Lanes are marked for a reason. Please make an effort to stay within your lane while driving. Driving drunk, speeding, ignoring rules, hits a truck turning into a street. On top of that, runs away from the scene out of fear. The consequences of such behavior aren't just material damage, but also involve conscience and legal responsibility. The black car enters the truck's blind spot and gets squeezed into the barriers when the truck changes lanes. A classic blind spot accident, or were there other negligences involved? Who do you think holds the primary responsibility in this crash? Let's discuss in the comments and like the video. Trying to overtake a truck from its blind spot, especially from the right, is extremely dangerous. The small car scrapes the truck, loses control, and gets dragged for meters. Make sure you are visible when passing trucks. Fatigue. The truck driver rear-ends another stopped truck in the right lane at high speed. Drowsiness can be as dangerous as alcohol. Please don't drive, especially long distances, without adequate sleep. This is a vital warning. drifting from the wrong lane and hitting traffic lights, trying to show off and facing reality. This is often the end result of dangerous driving. So what do you think about these kinds of stunts in traffic? Comment below and don't forget to subscribe. An attempt to change lanes quickly without checking, sideswipes a car driving carefully in its lane, loses control, and ends up rolling in the middle of the road. Just a few more seconds of caution could have prevented this outcome. The heavy cost of an unsafe lane change doesn't see the truck in the left lane and rear-ends it at high speed. Before changing lanes, it's crucial to check not just for space, but also the speed of approaching vehicles. The driver, thinking they're piloting a plane, makes a cool entrance onto the road but fails to consider the consequences. When excessive speed meets loss of control, gravity teaches a harsh lesson. Wonder what replaced that initial adrenaline. This reckless overtake attempt, disregarding life, ends in a devastating head-on collision with an oncoming truck. This isn't just a crash, it's an irreversible decision. Patience during overtaking saves lives. When a need for speed meets a curve, the result is often this: loss of control and impact with a wall. Curves aren't places to test speed limits. So how much do you slow down when approaching a curve? Share your experiences in the comments. The driver enters the wrong lane trying to reach their destination quickly, causing an epic crash with an innocent vehicle in its lane. The consequences of blatantly ignoring rules often make headlines. Driving angry or distracted affects attention. Rear-ends the truck in the right lane, creating a moment that truly makes one question life. Keeping your mind on the road while driving is critical for preventing accidents. truck driver doesn't account for the load's weight, tries to change lanes quickly, and hits the barrier. Loaded vehicles have different braking distances and maneuverability. What's the most important advice for drivers of loaded vehicles? Comment and like. Oh my God, a truck pulls out without checking, launching the small, rule-abiding car into a wall. Such carelessness. It's hard to even imagine the shock and fear the driver of the small car experienced. Two careless drivers collide, and the incident drags a completely innocent third car into the mess. A typical example of a chain reaction crash. But who do you think is primarily at fault in this chaos? Let's discuss in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. The truck driver, looking at their phone, fails to see the workers and vehicles properly marked on the side of the road. The result is devastating. A moment's inattention can cost others their lives. Please, no phones while driving. The truck driver fails to see the small car in the right lane again. Result, the small car loses control and hits the barriers. Blind spots on large vehicles are unforgiving. The right side can be particularly dangerous. Attention! A bus driver recklessly enters a railway crossing unsafely, disregarding passengers' lives, and collides with a train. This is incredible irresponsibility. What kind of penalty do you think this bus driver deserves? Let us know in the comments and subscribe. Getting stuck on train tracks, a train's stopping distance is very long, and the outcome is often inevitable. Never stop on railway crossings. If stuck, abandon the vehicle immediately. Unfortunately, the train delivers its own justice. The small car pulls out in front of the truck without checking, disregarding its braking distance and causing a severe crash. A very critical mistake. So who do you think bears the most blame in this accident? We await your opinions in the comments. Driving this fast on an icy road and disrespecting those with the right-of-way, it proves how poor and dangerous this driver is. Failing to adjust speed for weather and road conditions endangers not just oneself, but everyone. Entering the oncoming lane in low visibility, a head-on collision becomes unavoidable. Especially in foggy, rainy, or night driving conditions, lane discipline and speed control are vitally important. The vehicle pulling out without checking triggers a chain reaction. The car that loses balance veers into another lane, hitting others. See how a moment's carelessness impacts the lives of others. The truck driver is looking at their phone, not the road. Result, a devastating head-on collision with another truck from the opposite direction. Another one of the heaviest prices paid for using a phone while driving. These images should be a lesson. The drunk driver's speed test ends against a pole on the roadside. This is often the outcome of driving under the influence. So if you could give one piece of advice to someone thinking of drinking and driving, what would it be? Write it in the comments and like the video. And we cut it right there. What do you think happened next in the rest of this video? What was the outcome of this impact? Share your predictions with us in the comments. Answer in the next video.